We currently live in a sophisticated world where technology has made unbelievable advances, especially in the last 120 years. But when it comes to how we run our countries, we are still stuck in the dark ages with systems dating back thousands of years. One person at the top dictating their rules to the masses. They used to be called emperors in China, pharaohs in Egypt, kings and queens across Europe, and Caesars in Rome. They all achieved their power through killing off anyone who stood in their way. Today we have presidents, prime ministers and dictators. Still, one person making decisions for whole countries. So why, in a modern and sophisticated world, should just one person still be making decisions on behalf of a whole country or nation? In democratic countries, politicians lie. We all know that's not an opinion, it's a fact. They make promises to get elected, and then once they're in, they do the exact opposite and create their own rules. When Donald Trump was on his second campaign trail, at what point did he mention that when he got to power, he would immediately start launching tariff wars with the rest of the world? At what point in his campaign did he promote his desires to take over Canada or Greenland by fair means or foul? This is just one example of politicians revealing their agenda once in power, not the one they sold you on their campaign trail. And as we all know, this is not just Donald Trump. There are endless examples of politicians the world over throughout history. So here's the question: if people vote for politicians to be the leaders of a country based on promises, surely at the very least those promises should be legally binding. Surely a manifesto, or whatever they want to call it, should be a legal contract, not just an outright lie to get votes, with absolutely no consequences for such intentional lies. During COVID, entire countries went into lockdown. In the UK and most of the rest of the world, public were placed under house arrest with the threat of massive fines or imprisonment for disobedience. Businesses were shut down, schools were closed overnight, and God-given freedom simply abolished. This isn't new. Hitler manipulated Germany's health laws to expand his grip on power, and governments attempt the same power grab all the time. Almost comically in the UK, some politicians who introduced those COVID rules were later caught breaking them themselves. They broke the rules as they knew the rules were ridiculous in the first place. But if they knew the rules were ridiculous, then why were they introduced at all? Surely there can only be one answer: for the sole purpose of enjoying the control of others. Because if that's not the reason, then what is? So why don't the public rightly get a direct say on all important decisions? Why do we give one person complete control on all decisions indefinitely for a whole period of 4 years until the next election arises? Why are life-changing decisions given to individuals who've already proved to be liars to gain control? Shouldn't all important issues like lockdowns or sending our sons and daughters to war require a vote from the people every time? History shows us that leaders will go to extreme lengths to maintain power. Putin rewrote Russia's constitution so he could stay in power longer. His rivals silenced, imprisoned, poisoned and killed. Kim Jong-un, North Korea, same story. Rivals eliminated, media controlled. Public under complete control of another narcissistic lunatic. Hitler exactly the same, a sociopath, a manipulator. He managed to gain so much control as to bring the whole world to war. Surely it's just a matter of time before this happens again. And maybe that's the problem. The people who want most power seem to be the worst people to have it. In the film Gladiator, the Emperor tells Maximus he wants him to lead Rome after his death. He doesn't want his own son to have power, as he knows his son is selfish, self-centered and doesn't trust him. Maximus politely refuses, as he doesn't want power.
With all my heart.
And the Emperor replies, "That is why it must be you."
Maximus, that is why it must be you.
True leadership, if needed at all, should be about honesty, humility and integrity. But our system rewards the wealthy, the narcissists and sociopaths, the ones who crave power the most. But do we really need leaders at all? So the question I'm asking you, in 2025, is there a better way? In some parts of the world, countries already do things differently. In Switzerland, citizens vote several times a year on laws and constitutional changes in frequent referendums. They get the opportunity to vote on important issues, real life-changing issues that massively impact their lives. In Ireland, randomly selected groups from different backgrounds learn, discuss and recommend new laws. Taiwan has digital platforms where thousands of people debate and shape policies. Is it unreasonable to have a system where at the very minimum, politicians are legally required to keep their promises? Any major decisions, wars, surveillance, lockdowns require a public vote every time, and where citizens directly shape the laws. So what do you think? Would you ensure politicians are legally required to keep their promises? Would you demand votes on wars and lockdowns? Or would you invent something completely different? Your comments and suggestions are massively welcome. This is about your voice as much as anyone else's. So please provide your comments below on this video, and thanks for watching.